Our audience is constantly distracted. How in the world do we cut through all that noise? Well, the answer is this ancient tool that is hardwired into the human brain to command attention. And that tool is story.
It forces us to focus, and it shuts out all those other distractions. It builds empathy, making us feel what the characters feel. And maybe most importantly, it pulls us out of our own heads and makes us actually invest in someone else's journey.
Okay, now let's get to the formula itself. This is a structure that's been proven for over 2,000 years to capture and hold human attention. It is a science, and we're about to break it all down.
Now, this brings us to what is probably the single biggest mistake most communicators make. We position ourselves as the hero of the story. But here's the thing, your audience isn't looking for another hero. They are looking for a guide. Your job is to be the strong, competent guide who helps them, the actual hero, win the day.
The entire framework is built on 7 crucial soundbites. Think of them like the essential plot points you'd find in almost any compelling movie or novel or speech you've ever heard. So let's just walk through them one by one.
First up, every story has to start with a character. That's the hero. And this is your audience, your customer. The key thing here is that they have to want something very, very specific. Vague stuff like happiness or success, that doesn't work. Is it to double their revenue, get a promotion, find a reliable car? The more specific and clear that desire is, the stronger the story will be, right from the very beginning.
Second, the hero has to have a problem. The problem is really the engine of the story. Without a problem, there's no conflict, there's no tension, and frankly, nobody's interested. You have to clearly define the obstacle your hero is facing, because that's the hook that grabs their attention. And you can think about it in 3 layers. There's the external problem, like, I need a new website. The internal one, I feel totally overwhelmed by technology. And the philosophical one, it's just wrong that my business is being left behind. The best stories, they hit all 3.
And this is where you come in. The hero meets a guide. That's you. You're someone who understands their problem and has the authority to actually help them solve it. Think of yourself as Yoda, not Luke Skywalker. Your whole job is to empower the hero so they can win.
Now, a good guide doesn't just offer some vague encouragement. No, they give them a clear plan. And this has to be a simple bridge, like 3 or 4 steps at most, that shows the hero exactly how to get from their problem to the solution. This just gets rid of all the confusion and builds their confidence to actually take action.
So often, the hero is a little hesitant, so the guide has to challenge them with a call to action. And this needs to be super direct, totally unambiguous. Passive phrases like, learn more, they just create confusion. Be clear. Tell them, buy now, sign the petition, schedule a call. Tell them exactly what to do next.
Look, every great story needs stakes. You have to clearly communicate what's on the line, what could be lost if the hero doesn't act. This creates a sense of urgency and reminds the audience why this whole thing really matters. What are the negative consequences you're helping them avoid?
And finally, you absolutely have to end with success. Paint a clear, compelling picture of what life looks like after their problem is solved. What's the happily ever after for your hero? This vision of a better future, that's what motivates them to take the journey with you in the first place.
Okay, this might all sound great in theory, but does it really work in the real world? Let's take a look at how this exact framework helped build a multi-billion-dollar business.
So let's take a look at CarMax, the huge used car retailer. They don't just sell cars, they tell a story. So, the character? That's a customer who just wants a reliable car. The problem? They're terrified of being ripped off by a traditional dealer. So CarMax steps in as the guide, promising a transparent experience with a simple 3-step plan. They have a clear call to action, they help you avoid the failure of stressful haggling, and they promise the success of getting a fair deal. See? This isn't just messaging, it's an $8.75 billion business strategy built entirely on a clear story.